I need to get this floor figured out somehow. Most people are usually taking some sort of heat gun and chisel to get it out. This is what I'm dealing with. It is Gorilla Snot all the way, every couple inches, all the way across the floor of the van. So my big deal with it is it's probably one of the hardest substances I've ever had to get off of anything. And sitting here thinking about it, as long as I don't have any in the way of where I'm going to be putting studs or where I'm going to be putting framing, I think I should be able to get away with just leaving it down as long as I get all of the wood off. All this is water. I just took the van to the dump today to get rid of all of the siding and flooring that was in here. So this is kind of my last little bit of cleaning up, getting this thing prepped. I'm going to try to get most of this wood out tonight, pretty much right now, get it in a bin, and then I'm gonna be taking a trip to go get a code read from this. It's throwing a code for something. I know that I have a lifter valve that probably needs to get a lifter for the valves that needs to get replaced. As far as the engine code that's being thrown, I have no idea what it is. Yeah. But I'm also gonna be taking some measurements here and hopefully picking up the lumber to start framing. For anybody who doesn't know, I have a 2016 Dodge Promaster 3500 high roof extended. This is the longest, tallest van that Dodge makes. The only thing bigger than this is I think 2 sizes of the Sprinters, which are essentially buses. I wanted something that was long enough for me, definitely had enough space in it, and was still able to be parked in normal parking spots. This thing is still huge, don't get me wrong. This is about 85-ish square feet from the edge here to the back of the seats. Now I'm gonna be losing about 3 or 4 square up front, just because I am probably gonna be doing a solid wall off between my cab and my back. The reason I'm doing that is because I want a sliding door. I don't really want to do the curtain option that most people do, because a lot of people do this to be stealth. I am also doing it for the same reason, but it's that like little extra layer of, hey, I know this looks exactly like a work van from the outside kind of deal. And if I put a wall pretty much like right here, it'll be a little bit out. It'll give me some room for the seats to come out. I think it's gonna be a sweet deal. I'm gonna get the rest of this wood off. I'm gonna take some measurements, and then we're gonna go grab some wood and get that code read, dude. I'm not excited to see what it is, but I'm also excited to see what it is. Alright, so the code that's being thrown is from what I thought it was, which is a bad lifter. I got some wiper lights because it's snowing, and the ones that were on here suck. Probably don't need to cut this at all. Nope. Definitely don't. Okay. Nom nom. Took me a second, but I got it. Don't worry. Don't worry, don't worry. Alright, fresh new wiper blades. Put my freaking knife back in my pocket. I'm gonna finish the rest of my meal here and get the hell home. Wood's in the back. Start framing up pretty soon here. This weekend, for sure, 100%. I'm gonna be getting started on at least the floor and partially the walls. We'll see what happens. This is a freaking project, dude. I was just like cut to the next day. I'm not sure why I didn't record any video for this segment. I definitely thought I had, but I ended up having to take a heat gun with a pair of pliers and a chisel to get a little bit up off the floor first, and then grab it with a pair of pliers, take the heat gun directly to it, and just like let it sit on there for like 2-3 minutes so that the adhesive between the floor and the pad itself ended up coming loose enough for me to pull it. Never wish it on anybody ever. I hope nobody ever has to do this. It was a pain in the ass. Let's continue. So after a couple days of getting the black tar off the floor and grinding that off and getting all those little pucks off and getting it treated, as you can see I got it lit up pretty well right now. And what I mean by treated is I just painted over where I took all the metal off. That black that you see coming through is still just rubber, but shouldn't affect the way that I'm gonna be building it. So I'm sitting in here with a little space heater on the ground right now. This is what's keeping me warm, keeping me going, because it is never-endingly cold here. I want the weather to change so bad, but I know I'm not gonna get it, so it's more of just powering through it and just getting it done. I will be getting to the framing tomorrow, hopefully, but it's supposed to be like 12 degrees here. With framing, it's not that big a deal if it's not up to temperature of where it should be. I had imagined it was gonna be a lot of work. I know it's gonna be, I mean, I'm not even started into it yet, but I wanna make sure that the prep work is at least done correctly the first time so I don't have to go in and redo it. I'm just so excited for it to be done. I love the journey of going through this and getting it built and trying to troubleshoot and engineer and over-engineer things, I guess, in a way. But I tend to think about stuff like this over and over and over and over and over. I'm just really excited to see initial framing. Like, once I get the floor in, none of this is going to be an issue. It's just going to be like, motivation to do this is going to be so much better because I'm not dealing with just like an empty steel shell, which is great because the possibilities are endless, but also nothing has been done on it. So as of right now, I've got it pulled into my dad's pole barn. The shop itself needs a lot of TLC as far as getting cleaned out. Probably going to be pretty attentive to that for the next couple days, as well as trying to get my framing down in here. Really happy that I had an extra pair of hands to help me lift the floor out, but as far as anything else on this, I'm pretty positive I'm just gonna be flying solo with it. I can't really depend on anybody else to help me with this, so I'm just gonna rip into it, and however it turns out, I guess. I just want you to be done! Oh! Oh! It'll get there. It'll get there. Alrighty, today starts framing. I have already kind of seen a couple people do this. I knew that there was going to be some issues right off the bat, but running into them yourself is a little bit different. With that being said, there are two little caps on the floor, right here and here, on either side of the wheel well. This guy right here, and the one on the opposite side. I'm not sure if you can see, but they're a little bit raised off on the edge. Ignore this board, it's a little bit bent. It makes for doing this whole process a lot harder because that's the only points that I know of that aren't the same height as each other on the floor. I'll show you where I cut the pieces to get around the parts that aren't level out, and then we'll go from there. Savvy? Cool. Scratch what I just said because I apparently don't need to cut around them. Everything looks level and everything's set. I'm gonna end up just cutting my second piece to go here to get an idea of what the back framing is gonna be. Then I'll cut my boards between for where I need to tie my stuff down. And yeah, we're coming along, surprisingly. I thought this was gonna be way, way harder. And I'm probably gonna eat my words in a little bit from saying that. This is covered. Wait for it to focus here. Exposed correctly. This is covered. You can hear how nice it is. I missed a spot in the middle here compared to this side. If you can hear that reverberation difference, it is pretty major. We get the other one done, and then we can just keep going on the framing, which is fucking sweet. Hell yeah, bro. So after getting 3/4 of the way done with framing in the floor last night, I'm like 3/4-ish. I had to run to Menards, go get some more lumber, wood, lumber, whatever the fridge you want to call it. Early start this morning, waiting for the coffee to kick in. It's gonna be a good day. It's gonna be nice and warm out. Warm for Wisconsin. It's gonna be like 42-ish, 44-ish. I'm gonna take it for whatever it is today and just get as much done as possible. I'm trying to get the floor and the ceiling done today. No framing on the ceiling yet. I don't know. It just depends on how much time I've got. Solar panels at least installed, possibly wired up in a way. My max air fan is 100% going in, and my skylight, Hecky, my Dometic Hecky, is that what it's called? Maybe Dometic doesn't even make it. I don't remember. It's a sweet skylight, and I'm super stoked on it because it's like one of the few that actually opens. Very important. Very important. Where I left off last night, I was kind of finishing the boxes, and I ended up, I ate cereal and now I'm burping. Hell yeah! But the boxes are at least double reinforced now. They're gonna be a lot stronger. So once I get to the point where I can put the floor in, all I have to do is throw some plywood on the boxes. They're set, they're good. Done. Sweet. Sick. Awesome. Killer. But I was sitting here trying to think of how to do the bulkheads for the doors. The floor bulkhead. The floor bulkhead. I don't know. The base of the floor. I was trying to think of how to do it, and because of the way that the floor is manufactured, I have been running these little 1x2s, which are great. They're sturdy by themselves when you run them vertically like this. Horizontally, probably not the right purpose for any kind of building. Because of the way that the van floor is built, there is a piece of metal that extrudes that is level with the rest of the floor that I've been putting in. So I wanted to be able to grab that, but also have something that went out to the door. So I'm going to be using 2x4s on that. Yeah, first step is to get all this new wood out of the van, to put it back in, eventually cut, sized, done correctly. And then comes insulation, dude. And that's pretty freaking cool. And then tape it, and then throw some freaking plywood down, and then it's just like, it's like done. I can just move in right away. Easy peasy.